We're here in Beverly Hills with Harvey Mackay, who's one of my idols. I've read and learned so much about you, and I mention you all the time on both my YouTube channel, my programs and products as the master networker. So you've created a $100 million envelope company and has inspired me and pretty much everyone I've ever met, because your concept of networking is, I think, what kind of like allowed me, Larry, and all these other people that are master connectors to be some of the most amazing connectors in the world. And it's all due to the principles and tenets that you teach in your books. Could you mention some of the books that you've created and about your favorite resources that are in your programs?
Surely. Well, Dig Your Well Before You're Thirsty is in 200 universities, which I'm very proud of. It's do what you love what you do, and deliver more than you promise, but also the only networking book you'll ever need. And so as far as networking goes, there's no question about it. From my perspective, the whole world works on networking. If I want to go to Pillsbury, General Mills, 3M, Honeywell, and get to a major corporation, if I can get someone with credibility to call up and say, will you see Harvey Mackay? He's trustworthy. He's got a good product. You have set the table for me. That saves me months of calling on that particular customer. Where did I learn this? Well, I learned it from my father. Got a hold of me at a very young age, actually 18, senior in high school. Here's what he said. He said, every person you meet the rest of your life goes into a Rolodex file, a little bit about them on the back of the card, and now here's the key, Nick. Find a creative, underlying creative way to keep in touch. And so that's what I've been doing all my life. Okay, everybody I meet goes in the Rolodex, bingo, and then I want to just tell you, every person in this country knows about 200 people. So just think that if you went out there and had 200 people, okay, that you were in your Rolodex file, and they all know 200 people, you know, you're talking about 40,000 people, just like that. But now here's the real key. How about if you get someone like, well, because we're in California and he only lives a half hour from here, how about if you had Larry King in your Rolodex file? Well, he's got, 3 million people following him on Twitter. So if you have a list of people that have a lot of contacts in your own Rolodex file, got it? It just explodes in the many, many millions.
Yeah, I love that concept of how it goes like a tree, because each of the 200 people that are in your Rolodex know 200 people. And it kind of means that you're connected just with a couple degrees of freedom through so many people. And people don't realize how pretty much anyone they meet can be a really valuable resource to them.
If you come into Minneapolis, we became good friends. I've got 20 million people that I can reach. You've only got one name in your Rolodex file or in your compact system, right? Contact system, all right? But you've got that one card, which is me. So that's the quality of your list is very important.
I love the creativity you also have given to people that you met. For example, you mentioned Larry King.
Yes.
I remember after you met with him and he did that interview that made you super famous, you gave him a life-size, awesome pen that he still has in his room today, this fancy, like Mont Blanc looking pen, and he still has it in his place today. What are some of the other creative ways that you have made yourself memorable to the people that you've interacted with?
Well, I could give you, I think we could stand there for 24 hours, 8 days a week, and I could give you thousands of examples. Incidentally, I have a theory in life, especially when you're working with the Larry Kings or the Muhammad Alis, which I'm very fortunate. Lou Holtz is my closest friend in the whole world. Notre Dame, of course, Hall of Famer and coach. When you're with those people, but it doesn't matter who you're with, all right? There's a moral to the story always. Don't be boring. Don't be predictable. Always be thinking outside the box. Always try to electrify. So when King, who's got every president in the world, he does me a favor, I come on his show, 24 hours later, he has a fountain pen that's bigger than both of us put together, and then I walk into his home and I see it's hanging on the wall. That's kind of really nice, correct?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so then what I do is when I call on people, there's a lot of Notre Dame fans out there, and I'll have Lou Holtz write them a very nice note with his book that Harvey tells me, example, a little humor, all right? You're the General Mills buyer. I'm trying to sell you. You went to Notre Dame. You love Notre Dame. You love Lou Holtz. I make one call on you and I find all this out, correct? All right, now I come back and I say Lou, send a book to Nick. Okay, autograph it and then say, give Harvey all the business. I mean, boom, it's just, you know, you're not being boring. You're coming up with a good idea. And of course, that's what I'm doing all the time, trying to shock people. Another quick little example, Larry King and I and Muhammad were having dinner together. And at the end of the dinner, this happened to be at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in New York. At the end of the dinner, a very nice looking woman came up and she looked at the three of us. Oh, Mr. Mackay, I've read all of your books. May I have your autograph? Oh my God, the champ and Larry went crazy. Her name was Marilyn. I signed her little, you know, signature in the book. She started to walk away. All of a sudden, King hollers out, Miss, would you please come back here? And she didn't hear that. He stands up. Ma'am, would you please come back here? And she comes back. King says, don't you know what this is? This is Muhammad Ali. Don't you want his autograph? I looked at Larry and I looked at the champ and said, Larry, you bid it hook, line, and sinker. I paid her $50 an hour ago to come and ask for my autograph, which I did. She was the catering manager at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. But I got there an hour earlier, okay? And then set it up with her. So that's what you're trying to do from a standpoint of creativity. Trying to find unusual gifts, unusual acts, outside the box, to repeat, don't be boring.
Well, I've been really inspired by everything that you've created so much that I'd definitely rather meet you than Muhammad Ali anytime. You know.
Well, you're very, very kind.
Is there any final things that you'd love to say to our audience that are listening here?
Well, there's a lot of young people out here, right? I'd like to tell them that you can't do it all by yourself, that you really should absolutely be a hungry fighter, and you should go out and try to find your own mentor, he or she. And mentors change over a period of a lifetime. But again, study all the successful people in the world and in the United States, both men and women, success being they're happy and successful and love what they're doing. Just, if you want to accomplish that, the one common denominator among all of these persons are as follows: having a mentor. That's 9 out of 10 people in a study recently, okay, they had a mentor. So that would be my advice to them.
Cheers. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Nice to be with you.